Sheryl Swoopes attempted to resurrect her anti-Caitlyn propaganda, but Gil's arena held her in check. Hot take author Sheryl Swoopes is well known for. Those takes have become even more ridiculous over the last few months. She is now routinely criticized for her egregiously prejudiced opinions by other players and members of the media. To make matters worse, the majority of her perspectives center around Caitlyn Clark. It seems as though she cannot be in front of a microphone without trying to minimize or disparage her achievement. Now, it appears that she is attempting to alter word definitions to lend credence to her story. Fans, though, are not that sluggish. You'll understand why Gilbert Arenas was correct to criticize Sheryl Swoopes by the end of this video. In addition to having the best rookie season in WNBA history, Caitlyn Clark is making her detractors seem silly. Sheryl Swoopes is one individual who has detested Caitlyn since she was a college student. Although her WNBA career is famous, her biggest detractors are Caitlyn's younger admirers. She has seized every chance to minimize, deny, or otherwise undermine Caitlyn's accomplishments. But you can't ignore what Caitlyn has been up to. She has quickly altered the course of WNBA history. Yet Swoopes is acting in this manner. She is refusing to acknowledge Caitlyn's tremendously successful debut season. I stated that I didn't believe Caitlyn or Angel would enter the league and rule it right away, which neither of them, I believe, did. Now let us examine the facts. Caitlyn has restored the Indiana franchise by accomplishing the seemingly impossible. Since the beginning of July, Indiana has already surpassed its previous season's total of wins by 1 and is currently tied for the 4th highest total in the league. She has also left her mark on the league's annals of history. She passed WNBA veteran Tisha Penicheiro with 12 games remaining in the Seattle Storm match, setting the record for most assists by a rookie. She has also sent out the most assists in a single game minus 19. Along with being the youngest player to record a double-double with points and assists in back-to-back games, she also holds the records for the most consecutive point-assist double-doubles in a rookie season, the most double-doubles by a rookie season, the most double-doubles by a rookie guard, the first rookie to record a triple-double, and the single-game leader in three-point field goals made by a rookie. That's not regarded as dominant, though. Swoopes even attempted to refute Caitlyn's stellar individual stats. However, Gil and his co-host were unable to listen to Swoopes' awful analysis. Quantities. I do not consider numbers to be the determining factor. It's your actions when lying down. Furthermore, if the floor's variables alter, those figures would as well. Views make the difference. The figures are updated. I'll lay up if you swing, swing. Statistics are subject to change. We are unable to observe these floor-level variables. But once Caitlyn surpassed her career high, it appears that Swoopes felt betrayed. And maybe that's the reason behind Swoopes' ongoing anti-Caitlyn campaign. They toss statistics quickly when everyone else does, don't they? It's as though she did this. Oh well, Charles Swoopes only scored 34 points in the WNB, whereas Caitlyn scored 35, someone is saying. Thus, you cannot utilize statistics to your advantage. You can tell now that Caitlyn is eating her alive because she outscored her. Furthermore, Gil's co-host didn't waste any time in correcting her assessment of how we should view the game and determine whether Caitlyn has been dominating. She's having trouble reading the floor. She is reading backwards. Char, you are able to do it for each and every person in the game. Yes, I am aware, but because the novice arrived with expectations, I'm doing it for her. It wasn't expected of anyone else to even evaluate their game when they arrived. In order to determine if Caitlyn is dominating or not, we must consider the entirety of her game rather than simply its highlights. It seems ludicrous to even be having this conversation. With an astounding 321 assists at the end of the regular season, Caitlyn eclipsed Alyssa Thomas to take the lead in assists for the league. Clark's accomplishment silenced any doubters by demonstrating that her talent is both amazing and unquestionable. Her performance demonstrated once more that no light is too bright for her and marked another historic turning point in her developing career. Her record-breaking performance comes after an earlier accomplishment in July when she recorded 19 assists in one game against the Dallas Wings. Caitlyn was recognized as the August Eastern Conference Player of the Month and the Rookie of the Month for the third time after averaging 24 points, 8.5 assists, and 5.2 rebounds per game in August. With this achievement, Clark made WNBA history as the first rookie to win Player of the Month. Clark recorded her second career triple-double on September 4th, as the Fever defeated the Los Angeles Sparks 9-3-8-6. She finished with 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. She made her 100 three-pointers made in this game, becoming the first rookie to do so and the fastest player in WNBA history to do so. She just required 34 games. Clark's run of at least 20 points and 10 assists in 3 straight games matched Courtney Vandersloot's record from 2017, which was the longest in WNBA history. And those are only a handful of her achievements. This season, she has also had some incredible moments. Clearly, in her WNBA first season, Caitlyn Clark has let her play speak for itself. Still, Swoopes doesn't think this is enough. I said that I didn't think any of them would immediately dominate the league, referring to their college careers. Across every player in the W, I mentioned that because you have a player who is comparable to A'ja Wilson. This simply sounds like more storytelling. Clearly, nobody anticipated that in her inaugural season, Caitlyn would emerge as the league's best player. But nobody anticipated that she would also be shattering record after record. Swoopes' refusal to acknowledge this suggests that she is biased toward Caitlyn. In WNBA history, no rookie has accomplished what Caitlyn has. It's not going to be as simple as you all anticipate. Adding to that, don't overburden these inexperienced people, and simply mention Angel and Caitlyn specifically, as that's who all the buzz was about. Please don't make them feel as though they must perform at the same level as they did in college. Diamonds are now created under pressure. It's also safe to assume that Caitlyn had more expectations than any other rookie going into the WNBA season. People immediately anticipated that she would not only rule the league, but also carry it on her shoulders. When they first enter the league, most rookies sit on the bench to hone their skill set. A few unique situations might begin immediately. Then there are the extremely rare instances that not only begin but also have a significant influence. Caitlyn didn't stop there. She was given the responsibility of taking the WNBA to new heights and bringing the Indiana Fever back to prominence following a 7-year postseason hiatus, which other novices were forced to assume such responsibility and succeeded. Domination is that, what professionalism entails. That's the reason I say she dominated in comparison to her peers, the other novices. I dominated and was the most dominant rookie that was brought in. However, if that was the explanation, then who was going to be the most accomplished rookie? That's right, that was a simple task. But the rookies weren't the main focus. It concerned every player in the league. Consequently, she exceeded that. Once more, Swoopes tries to justify Caitlyn's lack of dominance by pointing out that she isn't the league's undisputed greatest player. Well, that is just ridiculous. It's not as though a single player enjoys an exceptional season every year. MVP of the A went to Nikola Jokic. Players like SGA, Luka, Giannis, and others, though, continued to have outstanding seasons. Will she be performing tasks that she did not perform as a novice? Will she be doing it in the near future? Most likely, yes, because the skill set eventually becomes obsolete. If this is her first year, then she will only become better. No. Do you understand what I mean? She's averaging 20 at some point, so whatever. And that's what makes it scary. Caitlyn has already demonstrated her ability to advance quickly. She made headlines when she began her WNBA career with an ugly record. In her first game, she finished with 20 points. However, she also made 10 mistakes in that same game, which is a record for the most in a WNBA debut. Additionally, the losses added up really rapidly. Beaver had a 20-day, 11-game schedule to start the season, filled with widely broadcast games versus the league's top teams. Clark had 3 games with fewer than 10 points scored, 1 double-double, and more turnovers than rebounds during a 2-9 start. However, due to Caitlyn's remarkable turnaround of the Fever franchise, nobody really recalls the rough beginnings now. She has quickly adapted to the professional world. With 8.3 assists and 1,012 total points created through assists and points, she leads the WNBA in both categories. In fact, she has truly distinguished herself from her classmates and demonstrated her extraordinary basketball IQ with the adjustments she made at the end of the season. Her fellow teammates have also been elevated by Caitlyn's playmaking. Aaliyah Boston was selected to the All-Star team and is enjoying the finest season of her career. Of all the players, she also garnered the second most votes from fans. But Swoopes would want to give the credit to the people who surround Caitlyn instead of Caitlyn. It goes without saying that Swoopes has done similar things in the past. When Swoopes chose to give credit to players like Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston, all of whom have been excellent since the team returned from the Olympic break earlier in the season, she demonstrated her petty side. The Fever star point guard was never mentioned. If they can maintain this level of play, she thinks Indiana will continue to climb the standings, especially considering the accomplishments of Hull, Mitchell, and Boston. Fortunately for her, though, she overlooked Caitlyn's remarkable record. Instead, after losing a game, Tech Swoopes shouted out to Angel Reese. Naturally, this wouldn't be a Swoopes video if she didn't mention Angel Reese, and placing her over Caitlyn Clark in terms of credit. But despite Swoopes' best efforts to downplay Caitlyn's authority, Gil's co-host held her accountable. He even went so far as to liken Caitlyn to Nikola Jokic, emphasizing that in order to evaluate Jokic against other NBA big men, you must first take away his ability to create plays. Caitlyn must be accustomed to the hate by now, but anyone who watches the game objectively and doesn't cling to preconceived notions or storylines can see that she has had an exceptionally strong season and has established herself for a successful future in sports.